The discussion about reincarnation is also very fundamentally a discussion between people that have a more spiritual view of the world and people that have a more materialistic view of the world. And I'm not saying that the ones are good and the others are bad, because even people who have a view of the world as being, matter, they can be really nice people, that take care of other people and so on. But they have a view of the world as being matter, and everything which is mind or spirit to them is just an illusion, a reflection of the brain soup we've been talking about. Whereas spiritual people have a different view. They believe in the spirit. They believe in the soul. They believe in something that goes beyond the material world, in something that goes beyond the physical body. It's a difficult discussion. For me, when I feel myself, then I know I am. And I know this body is basically dead. Without me, this body is dead. Without me, this body is just matter. But me, that is the unit of prana and consciousness, is essential for this body to be alive. That is how I feel it. More I cannot really say about it. One thing which my teacher Harish Johari liked to say is, because he liked to study, Western science, he liked to say, well, what about the Big Bang? Where did all this matter came from? And then when you look into science, what they are saying about it, about how all this matter, all these galaxies, all these stars and planets came out of one point, then science is saying, well, it came out of antimatter. And then my teacher say, aha, now we have it. What is antimatter? And then when you look into that, you read books about it, very, thick books, very, complicated books. You understand that they don't know. They are guessing about it, but they have no clue what is antimatter. So then my teacher said, well, it is actually very simple. Antimatter is the opposite of matter. What is the opposite of matter? That is spirit. So where did the Big Bang come from? From consciousness, from God. I'm just saying it's one way to look at it. Right? We can only experience that matter exists and that spirit exists. Both are there. Whichever way you look at it, both are there. Nobody can deny that. To say which one came first, the chicken or the egg, is very difficult. Even among yogis this discussion exists. Some yogis will say everything came from Shiva, who represents Purusha, pure consciousness. Other yogis will say, no, everything comes from Shakti, the mother, the energy. It's a useless discussion. You can never, solve that riddle. Shiva and Shakti always appear together. Consciousness and energy always appear together. They are bound to be together forever. So, who cares what came first? We always seem to think that creation must have a beginning and an end. It's in the word itself. This world was created. But I personally believe that this world is never ending. That this thing, Shiva and Shakti playing together, is forever. So then it's not even a question who came first. And then in Vedic philosophy there is the idea of universes being created, maintained, destroyed, to again be created, maintained, destroyed, an unending cycle. So this is of course also very logical. But if that is the case, if this eternal recycling goes on, then Shiva and Shakti, energy and consciousness, are always there. So no use to ask who was first. Besides, if at some point this universe, this creation would really end, completely end, where would it all go? where would everything go? I mean, if it would, disappear to go somewhere else, it would still be there, right? So it would not be ending; it would just change. Maybe go back to the state of absolute formlessness, which is there anyhow all the time. It's a useless discussion. We cannot deny the presence of the spirit. And if the presence of the spirit cannot be denied, then the question is, when this goes, where do I go? Where does the spirit go? What happens to the spirit? This question then logically comes.